It's one big holiday in Louisville at Lynn Family Stadium. The fans are gearing up to see their boys in purple play at home for the first time in 2025. Lou City was dominant here in 2024, and they'll look to replicate that against red-hot Loudoun United. You couldn't ask for better weather today in Louisville, Kentucky for Louisville City's home opener at Lynn Family Stadium in 2025. Today they welcome in the red-hot Loudoun United FC. Alongside Ricky Lopez Espin, I'm Josh Appel. Thanks so much for spending part of your Saturday with us here at Lynn Family Stadium. And Ricky, last week a 1-1 draw for Lou City at Birmingham. A good first half, but the second half left a lot to be desired for head coach Danny Cruz.
Lou City scores a great goal, but in the end, like you said, Josh, really frustrating result. Lou City, they weren't clean enough in that final third, not able to be decisive, and on the back end, losing their individual markers, really silly mistakes, and they got punished for it. And like you said, Danny Cruz really frustrated. Expect this Lou City side to come out firing here at home.
It's the first time since 2021 that Lou City has not started the season with consecutive wins, but the good news for them, back at home, Lynn Family Stadium, a place where they went 16-1-0, setting a USL record for wins at home.
Lou City has made this place a fortress, so you want to build on that success here in 2025, expecting 10,000 plus in the stands. So how quickly can you get them behind your back? First 10 to 15 minutes, really important.
One of the bright spots for Louisville City in that 1-1 draw against Birmingham was Manny Perez. He scored his first goal for Lou City and his first in USL Championship since 2022.
Manny Perez is the complete wingback. He can do a little bit of everything, whether it is getting into that final third and providing quality service or being a drop-down, shut-down defender. Expect Manny Perez to test Loudoun United.
Speaking of Ryan Martin's Loudoun United side, they are off to an incredible start this season. 2-0-0 in league play. They won in the Open Cup earlier this week as well. It's been a great start for Loudoun.
I think when you look at this Loudoun United side, especially in their attacking phase, they can hurt you in so many ways, whether it is playing over the top, whether it is beating you through combination play. Loudoun United has so much attacking talent. How quickly can they get up the tempo? That's going to be the question for Ryan Martin here on the road.
Continuity, the big story coming into this season for Loudoun United. Almost everybody returned from last year's roster, a roster that nearly made the postseason for the first time in club history. And one of the other main turning points for them this year, they've come from behind in both league wins this season. Already surpassed their point total from a year ago in those situations. Have only conceded 2 goals in their first 2 matches. And one of the guys with the highest ceilings for Loudoun United, it's Abdelatif Abukura.
Abukura is such a big piece of Loudoun United and what they want to do in that final third. He can beat you 1v1. He can beat you through combination play. He needs to be the best player on the field here this afternoon if Loudoun have any hopes of stealing all 3 points.
Should be a fantastic one here to open up the home slate for Louisville City in 2025. Starting 11s and kickoff from Lynn Family Stadium is coming up next.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Awesome.
I like it. I love it.
Get 4.99 APR financing on a new 25 Corolla or all hybrid Camry. Lease a Corolla from $239 a month or Camry from $299 a month.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Toyota, let's go places.
When the Thompsons first bought their house, all they saw was their dream home. They didn't yet know that with a home equity line of credit from Commonwealth Credit Union, it would be their keys to epic cannonballs and the chance to see the world. As years went by, it allowed them to empower the next generation and make happily ever after come true. Which begs the question, what could your home be doing for you? Let's find out together. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Welcome to our world.
Let's get it on! Ready, squabble up. Squabble up.
Go, 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 go!
I'm ready to go.
I'm not hitting the button.
This is going to be so good.
Are you guys ready?
Quid pro quo what you want, cause I'm watching it. Squabble up. Squabble up.
On the next episode of Crossroads, something rather new in Louisville.
I say Nulu is a state of mind.
The story behind Nulu,
Cocktails. We got our crafts.
told through a unique experience.
My trailer.
Plus, a restaurant at the heart of the neighborhood that has stood the test of time for good reason.
Oh my God.
And later, swing through East Market at 5 Iron Golf. Watch this episode of Crossroads on WDRB+.
Back at Lynn Family Stadium for Louisville City's home opener, Josh Appel, Ricky Lopez Espen with you. Here is how Danny Cruz's side will line up for the starting 11. Told you earlier about our player profile presented by Commonwealth Credit Union. Manny Perez out there. And it's the same starting 11 that Danny Cruz put out there in the season opener in the win against Charleston.
My eyes go to Davila and Duncan. That relationship needs to be spot on. Davila's going to have the freedom to push up a little bit higher, to be expansive, because if you look at Loudoun United, that front line, Velo and Zach Ryan, they're really dynamic in the way that they want to approach this game. Ryan's going to stay as high as he possibly can and look for Florian Velo to drop underneath and just search the game. You have Skundrich and McCabe. Look for them to slow this game down and be sound defensively.
Just about ready to go here from Lynn Family Stadium. Blue City hoping to bounce back. Well, they did get a result. It was not a performance that they were particularly happy with. Play in front of their home side today. Loudoun in the white, Blue City in purple. So glad you could be with us today from Lynn Family Stadium. Josh Appel, Ricky Lopez Espen. Blue City last season, of course, 16-1-0 in this facility. It was a USL Championship record. Both matchups 2024 between these two clubs went Blue City's way, both 1-0 victories. As you mentioned in the open, Ricky, it's the first time since 2021 that Blue City has begun the season without winning consecutive games. You take a look at our Commonwealth Credit Union player profile. Manny Perez, he scored the goal for Louisville last week.
And you notice, Josh, only 2 minutes in, how high Blue City is going to press. They want to force the ball over. They want to go directly at this back line of Loudoun United. So if you are Ryan Martin, the message to especially your center backs, you need to be clean on the ball and really decisive with the passes that you take off.
These are two clubs and two head coaches who have a ton of respect for one another. Both Ryan Martin, Danny Cruz, speaking highly of the other. We spoke this week. Danny Cruz with some immense praise for Ryan Martin, called him one of the best coaches in the league. That was last touch by Louisville, so a throw-in coming for Loudoun. Sean Tosh, by the way, he had an assist on the game-winning goal against Charleston in Week 1. Obviously in the Lou City starting 11 today. Once we reach that 11-minute mark, he'll become just the second player in USL Championship history to eclipse 22,000 minutes played in the regular season.
Talk about the best abilities, availability. Sean Tosh is just that, so consistent as the center back for Danny Cruz, can do a little bit of everything, very comfortable with the ball at his feet. And Canardo Forbes had him in his top 5 Mount Rushmore of USL Championship players.
And fittingly enough, Canardo is the other to play 22K in the regular season. Duncan, who had a wonderful assist on the goal for Manny Perez against Birmingham last week. His first touch, and that's gobbled up over there by Damian Loss. Louisville on the move. Serrano, he scored in the opener against Charleston. There's Duncan. Erlinson. Kwame Awua in his third season with Loudoun. You mentioned in the open, Ricky, one of the main storylines for Loudoun coming in to this season, their continuity. 13 of their 14 top players in minutes played last year are back this season. Service in, the header goes wide of target. And cleared away by Lou City.
That was something that Ryan Martin mentioned to us on our conversation, saying it's a lot easier in preseason because you don't have to start from block one. You can just layer on of what we built in 2024. He knows what the culture, he knows what players know what the culture and what is expected of Ryan Martin in and out of possession.
Comes wide to Perez, but he wasn't able to corral it. It rolls out for a throw. Abakura giving chase, but he's cut off by Arturo Ordonez. Mainstays, of course, of the Lou City back line. Jansen Wilson got behind the defender, went down, goes out for a corner.
Fantastic opportunity here for Lou City. Just comes from a ball over the top from Ordonez. Give credit to Erlinson, how quickly he closes down the space, but what an opportunity that is for Jansen Wilson. Need to be quicker, especially from about 7 yards out.
Wi-Fi corner kick for Lou City. It's whipped in, front post. A whistle for a foul. It was against the boys in purple. Jacob Erlinson down for Loudoun. Turned 26 last week in his second season in white and red. One more look at what happened.
Him and Learman have formed a nice partnership, and it's that leg from Kyle Adams that catches Erlinson. Those two center backs for Ryan Martin, a big reason why they've been so successful to start this season. Comfortability, confidence, and a bit of tenaciousness between the two.
This is a Loudoun side that conceded the 6th fewest goals in the entire league last year. Conceded just 2 in their first 2 matches. Here's Perez, cross, well defended by Erlinson. But it's tracked down and kept alive. Perez. Awua watching him. Now it's Tosh. Flings one in, back post. Giannis Learman was able to get rid of it. Top of the 18, off the volley, and it goes well high.
And this is something that you come to expect from this Lou City side, especially when the wingbacks are involved. The players in the front line, they want to come a little bit more central to support one another. Jansen Wilson, Philip Goodrum, already 8 minutes in, showing that they're going to be on the same page this afternoon. Manny Perez, Amadou Dia, they always provide the width for Lou City. And Sean Tosh does have the freedom to push in a little bit higher as well.
Hugo Faru goes into the air. Ryan battling for it there with Ordonez, and it's Ryan who ends up with it. Ryan, the leading goal scorer in club history, coming off back-to-back 10-goal seasons. This start for Loudoun United, looking for their first 3-0-0 start in club history. They haven't started unbeaten in their first 3 matches since 2022.
Ryan Martin deserves a lot of credit because not only have they won their first 2 matches, but they've done it on the road.
Yeah.
Right, you go to Birmingham, you go to North Carolina, not easy places to play, but yet Lynn Family Stadium is one of, if not the most hostile environments. The field's the biggest, the largest, so you have to cover a lot of ground. And Lou City, like you mentioned, Josh, they're fantastic here at home. Watch out.
Davila trying to go over the top. Serrano went down. Had Learman right on his back. Tingy has it for Loudoun.
Just building off that last point, the last thing that you want to have happen if you are Ryan Martin is to give over a cheap goal. So you need to be really clean when playing out of the back because you know Lou City, they're going to step out and they're going to press you high.
Loudoun United winning the first round of the Open Cup earlier this week. One of 4 clubs in USL Championship this year to begin the season with 2 wins. Detroit, San Antonio, Tulsa, the other 3. That ball cut off by Tingy. Aua. Abukura. Such a high ceiling for number 11 in white. He's been a force already to begin this season. Scored the equalizer just 8 minutes after North Carolina FC took the lead last week, as this one is put into the area, but easily handled by Las. It's Keegan Tingy in his 2nd season with Loudoun, former MLS Next Pro star with San Jose back in 2023. Here's a throw-in coming for Loudoun. Ordonez with the clear. What have you made of these first 10 minutes here, Ruben?
I think you see the pressure from Lou City especially, but also Loudoun United, they've done quite well with the ball at their feet. That's something that Ryan Martin as well mentioned on our phone call, saying last season here, yes, we only lost 1-0, but it was probably our worst performance of 2024. We were a bit intimidated, a bit scared. It's not going to be the case here. So you've seen that they've shown a little bit of personality and courage just to deal with the pressure. As Philip Goodrum comes down, the left arm of Tommy McCabe. A little bit extended away from the body. A good call by our center referee.
Goodrum leads the team in chances created through the first 2 games. Still looking to get on the score sheet for the first time in 2025. Davila with space on that right side for Perez. From the shade into the sunlight. Perez puts it in front. Stepping to it, save, rebound, wide. Louisville City was patient for the first 10, 11 minutes here. All of a sudden, snap of the finger, and they nearly made it 1-0.
We've talked about the outside backs joining the attack. First it starts with Manny Perez, then it comes to Amadou Dia, but give credit to Hugo Faru, how quickly he comes off of his line to cut down the angle. Bad rebound given away, but it's that left leg that deflects and saves this goal.
High corner, towards the front post. Easily handled by Loudoun. Out for a throw-in for Louisville. Both corners have looked like the same ball.
Unable to bypass that initial line of defense for Lou City.
Sean Tocha now officially has entered the 22,000-minute club to throw in for Lou City. That's a wonderful ball. Put out in front. Serrano! That close.
Sean Tocha is almost playing like a quarterback here. From the throw-in, sees the run from Jansen Wilson behind Awua and Learman. They're beat and really awkward to deal with. But I love this run initially from Jansen Wilson because what it does, it pulls out Keegan Tingy. That opens up Ray Serrano, unable to get his hips around it enough to get it back on target. In a matter of a minute, 2 golden opportunities for Lou City.
Lou City very unhappy with Loudoun's stalling. It's the second time already. Given away. Kura starts it for Loudoun. He went down, earns the whistle.
Just a glimpse of how comfortable Abukura is in tight spaces. The ability to beat you, like I mentioned, through combination, but also 1v1 actions. Really comfortable in the pocket. He needs to be a little bit more influential for Loudoun United here.
And Erlinson for Loudoun trade. Now they reset with Farouk. Wonderful crowd here at Lynn Family Stadium, one of the best atmospheres in USL Championship. Goodrum able to regain it. Duncan retreats for Tosh. Along the touchline, it's Perez. And that's out of his reach for a throw-in. Fans, if Lou City wins, you win. This season, Lou City has partnered with Penn Station and gave you a free sub with the purchase of another. The offer is valid the following day after a win. Head to any participating Louisville area Penn Station location to redeem and say Lou City won at checkout, or use the promo code LouBogo25 online. Taken away by Lou City again. Here's Serrano. Dia now. Watched by Tingy. Davila back to the outside for Dia, but he's unable to get there.
Just a bit sloppy from Loudoun United over the last 3 minutes here, because you know the pressure is coming on, so you have to have the ability to look beyond it. That first line to bypass Serrano, Goodrum, and Jansen Wilson. You need a little bit more out of Tommy McCabe, Drew Skundrich, and Florian Velo. Have not made themselves available enough to be a supporting cast to break through the pressure.
Tingy battling for position there with Duncan. Advantage given. Here's Davila. Serrano for Goodrum. Back for Wilson. High. Wilson with a couple of golden chances. That looked like it took a deflection, so it will be a corner. Silver lining there for Lou City.
One thing that Danny Cruz wanted to write after that Birmingham game, the tempo needs to be higher. And I love the aggressive nature, how that front three is all connected. Ray Serrano, Philip Goodrum, Jansen Wilson, about a 5-yard radius off one another. Good action for Lou City yet again.
Adahan Yaya, referee. Quick word for Wilson and Ryan. Serrano to take the corner. And it's handled by Farouk. It's Loudoun United side. It's the final game of a 3-game road stretch to start the season. Things don't get much easier for them, though. They go on the road today to Louisville. Next week, they open up at home against Rhode Island. Perez scored last week. His first goal in any competition since the 2022 USL Championship playoffs, which ironically enough, that goal also came against Birmingham. Here's Wilson. Cross. Back post. Nobody home in purple. Tingy tracks it down and clears.
Great touch by Keegan Tingy. Just to pluck it out of the air.
Adams battling over there with Leggett. Now Dia and Tingy, looked like it might have been a handball. Play rolls on. Leggett took a spill. Play continues.
Great run here from Manny Perez. The recognition.
Well played though by Awua. Abukura favoring that right foot, right leg a little bit. There's a throw in for Loudoun.
Just first to every 50-50 ball this Lou City side. Coming into Lynn Family Stadium when you're playing against a quality opponent for Loudoun United, you have to match your intensity first and foremost, and you've lost that through the first 20 minutes.
And Ricky, if you're Danny Cruz, as we see Duncan easily come and take it away behind Serrano, would have been a golden opportunity for them. But Danny Cruz told us he was pleased with the first half last week against Birmingham and essentially didn't recognize the team that was out there in the second half. So if you're Danny Cruz, you have to love what you've seen.
Now you're just asking for the consistency, right? This 20 minutes, now how do you turn 20 minutes into 90 minutes to continue putting on pressure? Because the way that you ended that first half at Birmingham, silly mistake, silly foul that you concede, the ball, you end up picking up the ball out of your own net. You cannot have that happen here at home, especially at your home opener.
Lou City 8-1-0 all time against Loudoun. They've essentially doubled them up, goals for, goals conceded. Awua. Inaccurate. This portion of today's match is presented by Toyota and the Kentuckiana Toyota dealers.
Best spell of possession here for Loudoun United. Slowing the game down, playing at their pace, methodical, and connecting some passes, getting in some sort of rhythm.
Skundrich for Learman, surveying his options and defers to McCabe. McCabe over the top. Velo. Shot on, goes high.
Good action from Loudoun United. Methodical, patient, and love the movement from Florian Velo as he goes towards the corner flag. What that does, that pulls out one of the center mids for Lou City. And that's when you allow Drew Skundrich to push up a little bit higher and have that final shot. You need a little bit more of that if you are Ryan Martin.
But certainly something for them that they can build off as this match progresses. As you said, that's really the first time that they had possession on that end and put something real together to threaten. Can't get connected there. Perez. Davila slipped. Abukura was pressuring him, and Lou City will reset. Tosh. Davila trying to settle it down. Velo right on his back. And now Loudoun.
Good ball.
Abukura with space. Abukura lays it to the outside. Leggett. Leggett! Shot was blocked by Kyle Adams and out for a corner.
The fantastic ball in from Erlinson. Watch how one pass takes this whole midfield line out of Lou City. You love the positioning of Albacora, left side of your screen. It opens up the whole field. Now Albacora has the ability to go direct. Lauren below comes centrally. He pulls out Kyle Adams. That opens up Wesley Leggett acres of space. In the end, Wesley Leggett's first touch lets him down.
Velo lines up to take the corner. Into a dangerous spot. Shot blocked again. From distance, Saua, ambitious, not on target. It's a goal kick.
But Josh, you start to feel that Loudoun United is getting their footing into this game. The confidence is starting to grow, and it has to do with the ability to deal with the pressure. Right, I mentioned Darlington and Learman. You have to have the ability to look beyond that first line, because if you do, now you can break them down. Exhibit A, good actions from back to back for Loudoun United.
You seem to have settled down a bit. Trying to handle this atmosphere on the road. Talk about it all throughout today's game, just how dominant boys in purple are at Lynn Family Stadium. Blue City throw-in coming. The only team that was successful in earning 3 points in this facility last year, Rhode Island, a team, of course, who eliminated Blue City from the postseason.
What a season they had. Connell Smith surprised everyone, making their way all the way to the USL Championship final.
Strong Eastern Conference again this year as this ball's put into the area and cleared away by Loudoun. These are two teams in Loudoun and Lou City that, for different reasons, have bad taste in their mouth from how 2024 ended. Lou City with the regular season they had, record-setting, first ever Players' Shield. 76 points as this comes all the way across. Dia tees it up, takes a deflection, header on goal. Oh, that's beautiful. Ray Serrano brings the fans to their feet at Lynn Stadium, and they're all probably thinking, I'm amazed. 1-0 to Lou City.
Ray Serrano has been fantastic to start this 2025 season, but it starts with the wide areas of the field yet again. Manny Perez, Amadou Dia crashing towards that far post, and this is just instinctual from Ray Serrano. No rotation whatsoever for Loudoun United. What can I do to put it on target? Do not let the ball bounce and put it on target. You give yourself a chance for Ray Serrano. Fantastic. Off to the corner to celebrate, and Lou City find their opener early in this first half.
And a well-deserved first goal. You think back to the couple of chances they had earlier. Ray Serrano with his second. The opening goal against Charleston in week 1. He scores the opening goal today.
It's going to be a frustrating one to concede if you are Ryan Martin. You don't deal with the initial ball well enough, and it's the secondary action that hurts you as well. You cannot afford to leave any player, let alone Ray Serrano, in that much space, about 6 yards out. He'll make you pay.
So now how does Loudoun respond? Before Serrano put that one in, foul here whistled against Lou City. Awua went down. Of course, Loudoun United essentially came as close as they've ever come to making the postseason, and Ryan Martin told us, yes, that is something they use this year as motivation with so many guys back from a year ago. And then, of course, as you were saying, Lou City, best season they've ever had. High expectations going into the playoffs. They don't even make it to the conference final. Of course, they'll make it to the league championship. And both teams trying to come up with a better overall result come season's end this year.
I think it speaks volumes to the type of managers that Ryan Martin and Danny Cruz both are. Ryan Martin He joked with us on our phone call saying that it's the first time that he's had a roster over the age of 23. So now you can build on that experience, and Tommy McCabe needs to be careful.
Yeah, Atahan Yaya going back and forth with McCabe. Not really sure what McCabe is upset about. Looked like a pretty clear shove.
A bit of frustration from Tommy McCabe. Clear extension right in front of Danny Cruz. When you always go through the backside, you're always going to get penalized. You cannot let it boil over and pick up a silly yellow if you're Tommy McCabe.
Loudoun trying to go over the top, and Loss, who has not been all that busy in the first half hour, comes out to greet it. Tosh, the all-time greats. Adams trades with Duncan. Tried to go long, but was unsuccessful. Welcome to the fans watching this game on WBKI, the official broadcast home for Louisville City FC. Josh Appel, Ricky Lopez, Espin with you. 2025 Louisville City home opener. Loudoun 2-0-0. Trying to begin the season with 3 wins for the first time in club history. Lou City trying to bounce back after a 1-1 draw against Birmingham last week that Danny Cruz told us this week was not too pleased with. And one of the encouraging things in one of those scenarios that Danny Cruz told us was, you know, it wasn't necessarily something he had to address with the guys. They knew in the moment and they knew afterwards where they went wrong.
100%.
Ordonez and Ryan collide.
2 physical players in their own right. Ordonez, what a fantastic addition he's been for Lou City at that center back position, pairing next to Kyle Adams and Sean Tosh, and Zach Ryan as well. Spearheading the attack for Loudoun. True goal scorer. Can do a little bit of everything. Very soft feet for his size, so that's a matchup that you have to watch out for.
Loss puts it in the air. Manny Perez was the closest one there. Leggett for Loudoun. Tingy surveying his options. Awua. Gets it back from below.
Just needs to be quicker for Loudoun United. Once you get into that final third, the ball needs to do all the work. 1-2 touch. Because if you slow it down just a little bit, Lou City has the ability to drop down into their defensive structure, which they're very difficult to break down.
Taken away. Goodrum. Oh, big save by Faroux. Goodrum nearly had his first with Lou City this season after 4 last year. That one put over the bar. I mean, if not for Hugo Faroux, this one might be 2 or 3-0 already.
Not the best decision for Faroux. And equally as bad as the body position of Drew Skundrich. He has no idea what's coming on the backside, and give credit to Zach Duncan, the extra work just to pick it off. But that is some save from Faroux to close down Philip Goodrum and to deny Lou City their second goal.
That press is giving Loudoun all kinds of fits.
But when you're dealing with a team that presses that high as Lou City, and you are Drew Skundrich or Tommy McCabe, your body position is everything, Josh. The way that you have to be able to see the pressure oncoming, but also where the ball is. You cannot get caught blindsided because that will happen.
Abukura down for Loudoun. Favoring that left leg this time. Earlier, he came up a little gimpy on that right leg. Abukura scored in both games this season. Had just 5 goals all of last season. Actually halfway there already through 2 matches. Ryan Martin spoke to us about how high his ceiling is and how much he will continue to grow in this league. But Lou City, again, nasty spill, play continues, and then the foul given on the second one, and a yellow as well. Giannis Learman is booked. Davila went down the first time, Goodrum was the second.
Just pure will here from Zach Duncan. Notice how he outruns about 4 Loudoun United players. And then it's Learman on the aftermath that catches Philip Goodrum. But Zach Duncan has provided a little bit of a spark in terms of his effort for Lou City. Nice little pairing with Davila in that central location.
Been such a great addition coming over from Memphis. Yeah, that beautiful ball that sprung Manny Perez for the goal against Birmingham. And now Davila stands over it here. Serrano back to Davila. Pops into the area. Duncan moves it forward, and it's cleared away by Loudoun. Back post, Tosh. Now Ordonez for Jansen Wilson. Now Davila. And Ryan watching him. Adams. Comes out wide for Wilson, but just too much for him to handle. Ray Serrano in the 26th minute. The only goal so far today, but Lou City probably could have had a couple more. Perez tries the cross. Wilson had one of those chances earlier. They get Ordonez for the foul. Learman. This is a familiar position to be in if you're Loudoun as far as trailing in a match. They've trailed in both of their first 2 league matches this year. Come from behind to earn 3 points in both.
The way that you claw yourself back into the match just like this, the ball needs to circulate quick. That's when you found your most success. Start on one side of the field, you end on the other. And then you can get Zach Ryan, Wesley Leggett, and Abukura a little bit more involved.
Ua tried a little one-touch to Abukura, and eventually he ends up with it. Skundrich for Learman. Now it's Tingy for Leggett. Adams is watching him along with Dia. Cross towards the back post, and Las calmly collects. You can see Lou City undefeated their last 7 games when they score first. And they've done so again today. The throw in. Wilson feeds in front. That was well defended. Nearly given away again. Lou City is just all over Loudoun at the moment. And a yellow shown to Ordonez after that challenge. McCabe, who's down, holding that left ankle.
Really aggressive the way that Ordonez comes into this challenge. His studs are exposed, and I'll tell you what. He catches a lot of Tommy McCabe here, and his foot is really high. Watch his right leg right there. He's very lucky this is not a different color. And if I'm a Loudoun United player, I am coming right at the referee and having a word.
Ordonez booked for the yellow. Why do you think it wasn't a red?
Your guess is as good as mine, but watch his right leg. Where it catches Tommy McCabe. That thing is high. Comes over the ball. There is a little bit of the contact with the ball, which maybe saves him. But you always run the risk when your studs are that high and you come in that aggressively. You have to think that he does make contact with the ball initially. It's what saves him. But he gets a lot of Tommy McCabe here.
It's certainly a dangerous challenge, and in that area, is it even worth as aggressive a challenge as that was?
Right, you want to win the ball as quickly as you can, especially in your final third, but you have to do it and find a balance within it. Tommy McCabe is going nowhere. You just move your feet, you make him play towards the end line, and that's when you squeeze in. Really rash from Ordonez.
In 40 minutes in Family Stadium. Asked for better conditions today for Lou City's home opener. It's Ray Serrano for 7 in purple, as you just saw, who has the opening goal on a header with his back towards goal in the 26th minute. Wilson had a great opportunity earlier. His feet deflected there, but he gets it back. It's Davila. Amadou Dia with space on the outside. Serrano.
Let's look at the back post. How many players in purple?
Perez got a head on it, wasn't on target. Toes chases it down, it'll be a throw-in.
Awua needs to be a little bit better in terms of his communication to pull in, whether it is Learman to shift over, Erlinson as well, or some help from Skundrich or Abukora.
Whistle comes for a handball there. Lou City tried that same play off the throw with Toch that nearly got them a goal earlier, but that time Loudoun was ready for it.
Just not convincing in the back for Loudoun United throughout this first half. A team that coming into this, their third game, have only conceded twice on the road. A bit shaky here at Lynn Family Stadium.
Talk about how potent they are at preventing goals. Get to it in a moment. But they had entered 27 total shots coming into this game that led USL Championship. They've got 5 today, but none on target. Compare that to Louisville's 4 on target, 9 total attempts. Louisville, despite the possession numbers, certainly deserving of the lead they have right now. Abukora gets to Valo, back to Abukora, then he takes a spill, play continues. Valo for Awua. Skundrich for Abukora. Abukora. He and Ryan were on the same page. I think he was expecting Ryan to be involved there, but Las aggressive again. Hasn't been tested yet with a shot on frame. Plays like that, he's been good today. Dia goes down, Leggett with the foul. Time winding down here in this first half. Perez. Cross. It's low. It's out in front. Well defended, but New City wanted to point to the spot. They don't get it. Serrano. Towards the back post. Did Farouk make contact? He did not. So it's a goal kick. Goodrum, who has taken a beating on a number of occasions in this first half, is down again. Nearly had his first goal of the season earlier in this half.
There's shouts for a pen for Philip Goodrum. As Manny Perez picks up his head, Philip Goodrum makes a run across the face a goal. I think there's enough in that for me. Would have been really harsh to point to the spot. But how many times have we seen Manny Perez really high on this near side of your screen?
This portion of today's match is presented by Toyota, Tuckiana Toyota dealers. Here on Lou City, Dia with the shove. Adams, shoved to the back of Leggett. Loudoun United gets it started quickly. Abakura. Leggett chases it down. Stoppage time, as you see, 2 minutes, presented by Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Awua for Velo. Excuse me, that's McCabe.
Great ball.
Abakura. Trade to Skundrich. To the outside, Leggett. Back for Skundrich. Learman. Abakura. Abakura! Fires! Oh, punched out by Las. Big save to keep Louisville on top in the late stages of this first half.
Starting to get a real sense of the player that Abakura is when he just goes and searches the game. Ryan Martin, like you mentioned, Josh, full of praise for the young man. And you want him on the ball early and often because good things happen. Great ball in centrally, and look how comfortable he is in tight spaces, right through the legs of Sean Toshin. What's he trying to do here? Just open up his hips and try to use Ordonez as a screen for Damian Laws. Trying to open up and guide it into that far post, but that is some save from Damian Laws.
Stay at 1-0. Adams. For Serrano, that's a good ball. Serrano keeps it in, tried to put it out in front for Goodrum. So we get the whistle here for halftime. Ray Serrano, the only goal in the 26th minute and a half that Lou City probably feels they could have more.
100%. I do think if you are Danny Cruz, you have to be really pleased with the performance for Lou City. Your pressure was excellent. You were ruthless in front of net. Now you have to take that step to get that second goal. And for Ryan Martin, it's simple. Be cleaner when playing out of the back and get Abukora on the ball because good things will happen when that young man is influential.
He brought the crowd to their feet, Ray Serrano did, and he has his team in front 1-0 at the half. Thanks to his second goal of 2025.
When the Thompsons first bought their house, all they saw was their dream home. They didn't yet know that with a home equity line of credit from Commonwealth Credit Union, it would be their keys to epic cannonballs and the chance to see the world. As years went by, it allowed them to empower the next generation and make happily ever after come true. Which begs the question, what could your home be doing for you? Let's find out together. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
The Louisville Corporate Games is back, and this is your shot to bring home the championship for your company. Get off the sidelines and into the action with events for every skill and fitness level. Whether you are a power player or just there to have fun, there's a spot for you and your company. Teamwork, competition, and a whole lot of bragging rights. Join WDRB and get into the game.
Rally your co-workers and get your company involved at LouisvilleCorporateGames.com.
Welcome to our world.
Let's get it on! Ready, squabble up. Squabble up.
Go, 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 go! Oh my God.
I'm ready to go.
I'm not hitting the button. This is going to be so good.
Are you guys ready?
Quid pro quo what you want, cause I'm watching it. Squabble up. Squabble up.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Hey, there he is. Let's do this.
Hey, you ready? Yeah.
You're up, guys.
All right.
Save on the adventurous best-selling RAV4 with 4.99 APR financing, or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $339 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Yeah.
Come on.
Toyota, let's go places.
It's halftime at Lynn Family Stadium. Louisville City and Loudoun United at the break. Josh Appel, Ricky Lopez, Espen, welcome back to the broadcast. Let's take a look around USL Championship and some news and notes. A monumental week for this league, Ricky.
Promotion and relegation, everyone wanted it, and they announced that the majority of the club owners voted to implement this. What a fantastic thing this is going to be for USL. And USL attendance record, expect Oakland Roots to go upward of 25,000. They host San Antonio. That's going to be a fantastic atmosphere. And the Open Cup, 7 of the 8 teams advance in the Open Cup, with Birmingham, the sole USL Championship team, dropping. But all such a good time to be a soccer fan in the USL Championship.
Let's take a look at our schedule from around USL Championship match week 3. Busy weekend. What stands out to you?
I think you look at Miami FC and Tampa Bay Rowdies, both teams that have started this season without a win. Tulsa and North Carolina, 2 very talented teams, but my eyes go to that 10 o'clock game. The Oakland Roots, we just talked about that hostile environment. San Antonio, 2 wins out of 2, so that's going to be a fantastic matchup.
Should be a fun one there. Should be a great weekend around USL Championship. Back with more from Louisville after this.
Tiptoed the line. Wilson! Brilliant! And tonight! He has been on fire at Tampa Bay! Cross forward, put down by Gagi! The hero! Let's go!
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Awesome.
I like it. I love it.
Now you can get 6.49 APR financing up to 72 months on any new Highlander or Grand Highlander, including hybrid models. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Toyota, let's go places.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings with over $600 in digital coupons each week, plus up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Hey, there he is. Let's do this.
Hey, you ready? Yeah.
You're up, guys. All right.
Now get 2.99 APR financing on a new built in the USA Tundra, or up to $3,000 customer cash, or lease a new Tundra from just $449 a month.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Yeah.
Come on.
Toyota, let's go places.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Awesome.
I like it. I love it.
Get 4.99 APR financing on a new 25 Corolla or all hybrid Camry. Lease a Corolla from $239 a month or Camry from $299 a month.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Lynn Family Stadium in Louisville. It's the home opener for 2025. Josh Appel, Ricky Lopez, Espen with you. Beautiful day. Let's take a look at our first half highlights. It was a golden first half for Lou City. First half stats. Shots even 8-8. Possession heavily in favor of Loudoun, but the scoring chances heavily favor Lou City.
I think if you are Loudoun United, right, you're seeing a lot of the ball, but now what do you do with the ball in that final third? You want a possession with purpose. I think it's going to be a really interesting halftime talk for Ryan Martin. Ball circulation, discipline, composure, and dealing with the high pressure of Lou City, because so many times you gave the ball over really cheaply, and that afforded Lou City just to find the back of the net, or try to find the back of the net, I should say. And for Danny Cruz, Dival, and Duncan, that relationship needs to continue to be and grow as the second half comes.
Yeah, Duncan was very strong in that first half. Philip Goodrum is still looking for his first goal of the 2025 season. He nearly had it in that first half, but this Louisville City side is hoping to give themselves and these fans not only a chance to do a victory dance after a goal, but a victory dance after securing 3 points in a place they were dominant last year. Bouncing back from a performance that last week they feel could have been slightly better. And for Loudoun, unbeaten on the road, begun the season with a couple of victories and come from behind fashion. Lou City, as we told you in the first half, has not lost in their last 7 matches when scoring first. We know Loudoun's 2 wins this season have come from behind fashion. Just about ready to get back to our regularly scheduled programming once again. In half number 2, 1-0 to Lou City. On the goal by Ray Serrano in the 27th minute. Lynn Family Stadium, Josh Appel, Ricky Lopez, Espen with you. So glad you're spending part of your Saturday afternoon with us. Blue City wants to get started on the front foot here in half number 2. Serrano, the goal scorer. To the outside for Dia. Now Ordonez. Adams. Tingy takes away. And then it's given right back to Dia. Thrown out in front. Nearly had a second. Goodrum's been really, really close, Rick. He just feels like it's only a matter of time before he gets one.
Data Cruz said after the Birmingham game it was a lack of service for Philip Goodrum. That's why he wasn't as involved as they would like. Great idea from Amadou Dia, but yet again, Josh, it's the lack of rotation and coverage from Erlinson and Learman. Both center backs really isolated within their positioning.
Davila, nifty little touch there. To the outside, nobody home in purple. Given away again. Duncan moves to the inside. Plays it wide. Perez working on Aua. His cross was deflected, but Wilson ends up with it. And Wilson earns a corner. Loudoun a little bit careless to start things in the second half.
Just no real solutions to deal with the pressure. The one time that they did, they found Abukura off the shoulder of Davila and Duncan, but since that, haven't really found any sort of success.
Big decisions to be made. Not the right one so far. Another corner here for Louisville. Back post, Tosh is there! And Tosh could have put it on target. 5 versus 4 there. Tosh and Learman doing battle. As we told you in the first half, Sean Tosh became the second player ever to play 22,000 regular season minutes in USL Championships. Congratulations to him, joining Kennardo Barnes. Nearly had a goal on a milestone day.
Good positioning from Learman, doing just enough to deny Sean Tosh what could have been a fantastic, or is a fantastic afternoon to get that milestone.
Tingy. Abukura. Blue City just flocking to him immediately as soon as he got a touch on it. McCabe. Tingy again with room. It's on the brakes. Valo receives it back. Leggett looks around Perez. Dadawua. Abukura feeds one in. Cleared away by Adams. Comes through to McCabe. Abukura had the best chance of the day at the end of the first half in stoppage time for Loudoun, but was denied on a wonderful save from Damian Loss that will be up there for save of the week. That was just too easily handled by Louisville City. Now they're trying to spring something with Serrano. He has the goal in the 26th minute. Perez get there? No. Serrano frustrated with himself. Holds up his right hand, says that's on me.
Yeah, not the right decision from Ray Serrano, and he knows it. We'd like him to continue with the momentum and to be a little bit more selfish in the final third. Goodrum and Jansen Wilson both make really clever runs back across. So go and occupy the space that they just vacated, and these situations have been a nail in the side for Loudoun United.
Leggett. Cut off by Dia. Wonderful atmosphere here today for Lou City's home opener. It's a sore subject around these parts after yesterday. Ricky Lopez Espin, your alma mater, Creighton.
Go Jays.
Be careful. Taking down the Louisville Cardinals and Pat Kelsey in the NCAA tournament. Just saying, you might want to leave that as the only reference to that game.
No more. I'm done. Promise.
The whistle here. Foul will go against Louisville City.
Really quiet afternoon for Wesley Leggett, the player that Ryan Martin highlighted on our phone call, saying he's taking that next step in his career. Only 15 touches for an attacking player to get him a little bit more involved, because at the back end of 2024, you saw how explosive he can be with goals and assists. Need to get him up to speed if you want some success in 2025.
How do they get him more involved here?
I think it just starts with getting him on the ball, getting him confident, because now he gets comfortable on the ball. He's going to move a little bit more freely, because that's what Ryan Martin ultimately wants. He wants his front three, you can throw in Florian Velo, their front four, to be fluid within their movements, to occupy spaces, vacate spaces, and just play off of one another. We haven't seen enough of that, but I do think it starts in situations just like this. Because so many times you give the ball over cheaply. Now you force those players to drop in and do the defensive side of the ball.
Scoreline has been the result of the last two meetings between these two sides. The city hasn't lost to Loudoun in their last 7 tries. Cross out in front, comes all the way through. Still alive, Jansen Wilson. Point blank, he cannot believe it.
Just the aggressive nature and the positive attitude for Lou City. So many players crashing the box. Philip Goodrum comes across, unselfish from Manny Perez, but this needs to be on target from Jansen Wilson. What an opportunity this is for Lou City to double their lead, but notice the kind of spin he puts onto it. This needs to be slotted towards that near post. It's a really difficult angle to bend it away into that far post. That's why he pulls it wide. Just needs to be better.
So after the third warning, remember it was twice in the first half that Ata and Yaya said something to Loudoun, and now this press giving Loudoun United fits. They were awarded the yellow. Here's Serrano. Low cross, kicked away. Yellow will be on Erlinson. Difficult day for the Loudoun United backline. I know it's not really in the fun of play and a mistake, but Giannis Learman and Erlinson both have yellows. They've left men unmarked. Serrano was unmarked for the goal earlier. We just saw the goal by shot wide by Jansen Wilson. He was unmarked.
But again, Juice Gundrich, his body position has been all wrong. When he comes down to drop in, he's just facing the goal. There's no peek over the shoulder. There's no change in his angle. And what that does, that just gives Lou City another opportunity to attack and ask questions.
That's the second time. Long throw in towards the area. Headed away by Loudoun United. Adams keeps it alive briefly.
But also you have to look at when you're playing out of the back, if you are Loudoun United, you cannot continue just to play this ball into Drew Skundrich, because he's always going to have pressure coming on his back. So you have to have the personality and the bravery to bypass and hit a ball over 20 yards. Florian Velo needs to come a little bit more live in those half pockets, and same as Tommy McCabe. It's just too predictable at this time for Loudoun United when playing out of the back.
Serrano's goal in the 26th minute, his second of the year. Skundrich, difficult day for him. He gives it away again. Goodrum has Dia making a run. Serrano gives it to him. Dia corrals it back. Tried to pop it back in, but it was blocked. Serrano. Tosh. Now Manny Perez. Watched by Awua. Perez lost it on his own accord. Now Bakura trying to clear. Leggett took a shove from behind. Now the whistle blows.
Just see the two subs that are on the sideline for Ryan Martin, Christian Sordo, Ben Mines. Two attacking players. Hopefully they can make an more positive impact and just give something different that this Loudoun United attacking unit has been lacking.
Chase down in the corner, Ryan, he's been quiet today. Bakura lost it. It's Goodrum. See how calm Louisville is on their back line in these tight quarters. Jansen Wilson, who has had a couple of really good chances today but hasn't been able to cash in. Adams. Leggett. Abakura. Just a bit too much. Long ball over the top. Yeah. Tried to get there but couldn't. I mean, these are two teams, Ricky, that are very good at this, both in the top 10 as far as efficiency and long balls. Haven't seen too much of that today, but Blue City tried it there.
I think if you're Loudoun United, you have to dip into that. Right, with the pressure oncoming, where's the space in behind that back line?
Right
just
on
like
cue.
this.
Yep. Trying for Leggett. Oh,
Watch
goodness.
out.
And now Dia will come over and defend his keeper, Damian Las. Las is holding that right leg. So Leggett gets the yellow, and here's the Boo Birds. And for Leggett, that's his final act in this match, as he will be subbed off for Ben Mines.
Just trips, loses his footing, no ill will, just very unfortunate. Unable to plant right here. It's that right leg, unable to stick the landing.
So here you see the couple of substitutions being made by Ryan Martin. Christian Sordo in for Keegan Tingy, and as we just mentioned, Ben Mines will enter for Wesley Leggett. Mines had an assist last week, also hit the crossbar. He's had a nice start to his season with Loudoun United. And Christian Sordo scored on a penalty in the Open Cup on Tuesday. In his second stint now with Loudoun United. As you get a look at Ben Mines, good to see that Damian Loss is okay. His save on Abukura before the end of the first half. Really the reason we're still tied, or excuse me, not tied. Louisville has this 1-0 lead. Just heard the attendance announcement. Almost 10,000 in attendance at Lynn Family Stadium for Lou City's home opener. Place that is more than just a home for them, given how difficult they are to beat at this facility. Only Rhode Island was able to do it last year. It was one of the many records that the 2024 Lou City Club was able to set. That's just 16-1-0 in league play. They were 18-2-0 across all competition here. And they have built quite the following, quite the fan base, really connected with this city.
Just the golden standard of USL Championship from top to bottom. And obviously you talk about beyond the field performance, but the stadium, the pitch, everything from all accounts all over USL Championship, you just hear just the quality, and that Lou City's doing everything right.
When you talk about clubs who come along, who are trying, trying to be here and climbing that ladder, Lou City is the model.
100%. 100%. Just the infrastructure, the training facility, Lynn Family Stadium, the surface. You don't really see much of the USL Championship size that are able to host big European clubs in the summer as well. Frankfurt came here, Bundesliga clubs as well. Danny Cruz and that front office have done a fantastic job over the years.
You just look at this roster and how stacked it is. Obviously, we see the 11 that started this match, but so much depth. Kevin Lambert, Ryan Ownby hasn't even played at all this season yet. He's inching back to a return. Adrian Perez, who scored on the opener and started last week. Aiden McFadden. A lot of guys on this roster certainly provide a lot of depth for Danny Cruz, and they're just successful really in all facets. Dia calmly back for Loss, who again, good to see him with full mobility after that collision with Wesley Leggett moments ago. Abukura keeps it alive for himself. Davila on his back, and then Duncan comes over for support, and Toch cleans it up. Lou City has done such a nice job, especially in the second half. We saw at the end of the first half, Abukura really with little resistance able to create the opportunity for himself. Wonder what Danny Cruz said at halftime, because every time Abukura's gotten a touch in this half, 2, 3 purple jerseys are converging on.
I think it's part of a bigger picture as well for Lou City. Right, last time at Birmingham they dropped in intensity. They maybe got a little bit complacent and their decision making dropped down. Haven't seen the same here. Their tempo has been really high, their effort and their willingness to go out and close this game. Job not done, because Loudoun United, we saw last time out against North Carolina, they have a little bit of fight in them as well. But you have to think that the way that they're going to get this game back, they're going to claw themselves back into this game, is when the ball does all the work. Florian Volo needs to become a little bit more available, because if he gets on the ball, now you afford Zach Ryan, Ben Mines, Sorto, Abukura, just to be a little bit more expansive and operating higher up the field.
Try to go over the top. Faroux was able to handle it. By the way, you just saw the out-of-town scores. Detroit, which is one of the 4, including Loudoun United, at 2 0-0 teams. They've got a 2-1 lead at the moment. Valo, Skundrich, Mines, just trickles wide, and it's out for a corner.
Love this from Ben Mines. Notice the way that he just swivels his hips, and now that gives him the ability to wrap his right foot around it. And it's a nightmare to deal with if you are Sean Tosh or Damian Loft, because now a little bit of confusion. How many times have we seen this ball end up in the back of the net of the opposing defense? The other side of that, Josh, if you are Zach Ryan Arbacura, you need to be crashing towards that goal mouth, because if you do, it's 1-1.
Set pieces have been an issue for Lou City. Here's the corner. And well for the moment. The whistle blows. Now on Loudoun United. Lou City will make its first substitutions of the match. Manny Perez will exit in favor of Aiden McFadden. And then Jansen Wilson will leave the match as Adrian Perez enters for Lou City. Wilson, a strong performance, but one where he probably thinks he could have given his side a little more breathing room with the chances he had.
100%. In the second half, had a golden opportunity when Manny Perez drops his ball back, just pulls it wide. But nonetheless, the effort from those two, Jansen Wilson, Manny Perez, fantastic shift for those players. Now, Adrian Perez, Aiden McFadden, different type of profile in the way that they are. Aiden McFadden not going to be as adventurous to getting himself into that final third as Manny Perez, and Adrian Perez likes to play a little bit more central to look to combine. They complement each other extremely well on that far side.
Adrian Perez, of course, had the go-ahead goal in week 1 on the road at Charleston. An ambitious shot from distance, somehow found its way as Zamudio for Charleston. Got the start last week, coming off the bench again today. Another substitution for Ryan Martin. Zach Ryan's day is done. And in comes Riley Bidois. Bidois, who's coming off a fantastic week, scored a brace in the Open Cup on Tuesday, scored the game-winning goal in the 63rd minute, just 6 minutes after entering the match. And their win at NCFC.
Bit of a super sub, Bidois. 22 plus remaining here. See if he can be as influential as he has been.
Race for it. Bidois in his second season from New Zealand, just 23 years old. It's amazing. You look back at the season he had last year, scored just twice. He eclipsed that in 1 week between the Open Cup, brace he had, and then of course the game winner against North Carolina. And that's the type of thing that really has Ryan Martin excited about the heights that this team can reach. Young players who are developing. Abukura, who's essentially halfway past his total scoring output last year. Bidois, who is developing at a high rate this season, as this one is crossed in. Perez gets over there and puts it wide. But again, that's part of the development and part of why the continuity is so important for Ryan Martin, why he's excited about where this team can go.
Just want you to watch the movement of Adrian Perez as his ball comes wide. Plays off the shoulder of Philip Goodrum. Philip Goodrum goes near post, so where's the space? Right on top of that 6-yard box. Unable to put it back on target, but good movement from the sub.
A little bit of gamesmanship going on here. On the outside, Dia. Cross towards the back post. A little over the head of Perez, then sent out in front. It was there for the taking. And again, Lou City that close.
Yes, Danny Cruz, in our conversation this week, what does he want from his wingbacks? I expect him to be attackers. On the weak side, I want the other side to be crashing towards that 18-yard box. Aiden McFadden does a fantastic job of timing his run and arriving late. Doesn't hit it as clean as he would like, but if you're Philip Goodrum, you just need to make clean contact on this. Get a foot on it, redirect it, and the ball's in the back of the net.
You know, we talk about, in general, the chances that Lou City has had today that they haven't been able to cash in on. Phil Goodrum's had maybe half of those.
Yep. It's been a, I want to say, frustrating start to 2025 for Phil Goodrum because he's doing a lot of the little things right.
Yeah.
Like Danny Cruz pointed out, the press, the work rate, the ability to be there for his teammates, making selfless runs. It's not all about scoring goals. Yes, that's your main priority. That's what you're paid to do. But how can you affect the game without finding the back of the net sometimes is almost as equally as important.
Sordo tried to play it through to Abakura, couldn't get it to him. Valo, edge of the 18, weaving his way through multiple purple shirts. Skundrich, Mines, Ben Mines takes a deflection, tricky hop, and loss. Again, keeps his side in front 1-0.
Playing with fire if you are Lou City. You love to see this if you are Ryan Martin. Ben Mines trying to create a little bit of space through the legs of Ordonez, but no one there. And either jersey for this ball that pops out for Damian Losbeeds. While it gets a bite at it, Abercourt needs to be a little bit more alive. And that attacking 18-yard box.
Abakura for Aua. McFadden watches him. Aua the cross. Headed away. Davila. Or clearance attempt. Chased down by Drew Skundrich. Feeds one in. Couple of players bumped into each other. Ambitious attempt by Erlandson, but nowhere close to finding Twine. And it's a goal kick.
Acrobatic from Erlandson. Really difficult technique to perfect. You have to let the ball drop just enough, but look at the inability for Lou City. All of these players getting caught ball watching, and Damian Loss's reaction tells you everything. Trying to up the intensity. They've dropped it over the last 5 minutes here. Loudoun United starting to ask some questions of Lou City at the back end of this match.
Loudoun United got a yellow earlier for time wasting. I think they were arguing for one there against Lou City. Ryan Martin pleading his case with the fourth official.
Sloppy yet again.
Given away. Oh, it was through Davila. Didn't find its way to Serrano either, but McFadden is able to chase it down in the corner. McFadden, his cross was blocked. Abakura battling with Adrian Perez. Adams. Tosh along the touchline for Duncan. Goodrum goes down. And the whistle. And a free kick coming. Skundrich unhappy. Valo unhappy. Ben Mines comes over to give his thoughts. But it's a free kick from an advantageous spot for Lou City.
Really comfortable distance for Davila to go up and over the wall. and test Hugo Farou. We have to think this is going to be bending towards that right corner. The angle he can just wrap his foot around it and close his hips at the last second to give it that bend away from the goalkeeper. And equally as important, Josh, now Farou needs to trust his wall. You do not want to get caught goal side either.
See Farou scouting it out. Davila stands over it. Big spot here. Home opener for Lou City. Trying to give themselves some breathing room. Davila takes, hit the wall. Davila again goes low and goes in. First of the year for Davila. It doubles the advantage for Lou City. And it might just send them on to a victory dance.
One of, if not the best ball strikers in all of the USL Championship. Through the run of play, dead ball situation, no problem whatsoever. Look how quickly he gets his second attempt off. As his ball comes out, he takes its first touch out of his body, and that's a lot of traffic in front of Farou. He cannot see it, he just sees it late. You tuck it away in the corner, it's really difficult for a goalkeeper to get there quick enough. Good goal for Davila and doubles Lou City's lead.
And Ricky, we've talked about it all day. Lou City has had so many chances that it only felt like a matter of time before they were going to cash in. Loudoun probably fortunate they were only down 1-0 to that point. And with that goal, Louisville fans, ticket packages for the 2025 season are now live. Join the boys in purple all year long with season tickets starting at just $15 per game. Visit loucity.com to learn more. And Lou City fans, it's time to vote on tonight's Lynn Family Vision Man of the Match. The poll will be open for the next 10 minutes. You can vote now on the Lou City app. 2-0. Serrano in the 26th. Davila in the 76th. Lou City on the move again, looking for three. Perez's shot never got all the way through. Now Abakura. McFadden cuts him off beautifully.
Look at Ray Serrano, pocketed space, and now he can come out this other way. Fantastic recognition there from Zach Duncan.
Davila, the second goal scorer, his first of the year. Fans here almost 10,000 strong at Lynn Family Stadium have been treated to fantastic performance from their home side. Mines for Loudoun United. Taken by Duncan. Room to operate. Duncan tried to feed Perez, couldn't find him, it was intercepted. They also had Serrano making a run, and he was all alone down that near side. Abakura, and the best chance of the day in the latter stages of the first half, and really Loudoun United hasn't put together much other than that. Although, could this be the moment? Again, just calm defensively on that back line and some pressure situations. This team has been there. They've done that. Blue City's going to make a couple more substitutions. Kevin Lambert will enter for Ray Serrano. Excuse me, for Zach Duncan. And Evan Davila will make his season debut, replacing Ray Serrano. Evan, of course, the brother of Taylor Davila. The subs are brought to you by Kentucky Lottery. As Evan Davila comes on to make his season debut, played in 7 games last year. Logged an assist, the younger brother of Taylor. Zach Duncan, who had a fantastic performance, exits. And Lambert, who didn't play last week, was on as a sub for the second time. Earned some minutes against Charleston in the season opener.
A really interesting conversation with Danny Cruz earlier this year, and I asked about that profile that he wants to slot next to Davila. You bring in Zach Duncan, you bring in Kevin Lambert, and now 2 different players in their own rights. And he said, look, it depends on the opposition, really. Lambert has the ability and a lot of range to cover ground. Fantastic in aerial duel, the ability to muck up a game and be a little bit more defensive-minded. That's exactly what you're seeing here. The remainder of 9+ for Lou City to try to see this game out. But Zach Duncan is a little bit more of a ball player and can venture forward. We've seen his work rate as well. But nonetheless, Elijah Winder goes to MLS. Danny Cruz did a fantastic job of filling that void that he left.
And Lou City is 10 minutes away from a clean sheet. Will be their first of the year. Damian Loss to his name, and 9 clean sheets a season ago. And although he wasn't tested often today, he's certainly going to earn it if they indeed finish this out. Made a save on Abakura in the first half that we'll be seeing probably throughout this week and maybe this month, maybe this season. Why stop there?
That's a fantastic save from Damian Loss.
Ray Serrano scored the first one on the 26th minute. Davila gave Lou City some breathing room in the 76th. Perez. Nice move. Adams. His cross. Dia put it down. Davila trying to make a play on it, but he slipped, and now it's clear.
Congratulations to the winner of tonight's Foundation 50-50 raffle, Margaret Donovan. Thanks for your support by the Lou City and Racing Foundation.
84th minute. Evan Davila. Ricky, what do you think's been the biggest reason why Loudoun really hasn't been able to produce many chances today, despite having so much of the possession?
I think number one, they've been sloppy, especially in situations like this, unable to connect and get any sort of rhythm. And the second reason, I think, is they haven't had the ability to deal with the pressure. It's really difficult.
Hines. There's an opportunity that went by the wayside, at least for now. Sordo. Battling with Abakuro.
It's just really difficult to have any sort of success in the final third when a lot of the times you're giving the ball over cheaply deep in your defensive third. Right, you expend a lot of energy trying to recover, getting into your defensive shape. I think Ryan Martin will be the first to tell you that we just didn't have any answers to deal with the high pressure of Lou City. I mean, you and I, how many times have we said Drew Scundra is getting picked off?
Yeah.
Right, that in itself is a problem. If you can bypass those situations, that's when your front three can be free-flowing. And the third part, it's never easy coming to Lynn Family Stadium, and let alone a home opener. Really difficult thing. Watch out.
Abakuro might have been better served to take that himself. Tried to feed it to Velo. Mines going to work. Ben Mines, his shot was blocked. He's battling, he goes down, still alive. And Loss comes away with it. So here is our scoring summary. Ray Serrano in the 26th minute, his second of the year. Davila in the 76th minute. And you all voted on the Lou City app, and Ray Serrano is our man of the match winner here today for Louisville City.
Second goal this season, really clever. The way that he scored his goal this afternoon. Good move here from Davila.
Taylor Davila. Goodrum trying to keep it alive. He goes down, point to the spot. Louisville will have a chance at a third with this upcoming penalty. No hesitation from Adahanyaya.
Watch the right shoulder of Learman. Goodrum gets there first, he drops it. And that's a big no-no if you're a center back, especially in your defensive 18-yard box. Going away from goal, no need to try to create this contact. Especially Philip Goodrum, the last second slides across and gets a right body position. A referee gets it right yet again. An opportunity, and I love this from Phil Goodrum. The work rate, we just talked about the inability to open up his goal scoring account in 2025. He creates a pen, and right after he steps up and he says, this is gonna be mine. You love the audaciousness of this striker.
Goodrum steps to the spot. 48 career goals. Had 4 last season with Lou City. He's created so many chances the first 2 games, so many chances today. And now he's got a golden opportunity to net his first of the season. Goodrum against Faroux. Oh, Goodrum is stonewalled. He can't believe it. Oh, goodness. A prolific scorer in his career cannot buy one in 2025. You can see some of his frustration being taken out right now on Loudoun United with the physicality. He stares to the heavens. At what point, Ricky, as a former player, does the frustration really start to set in and take away from the good performance he's had? Because, look, eventually one of these opportunities is going to go in, and it's going to open the floodgates for him.
It's a perfect example of mental fortitude and mental toughness. Right, as a striker, it's all about confidence. And to be fair, if you are Philip Goodrum, you know this isn't the best of pens. It's not tucked away in the corner nearly enough. Faroux dives out of the way. This will give us our best look. It's an easy save. If he guesses right, it's a kick save for Faroux.
And how about this? Josh Jones comes on, subs for Arturo Ordonez. Signed his first pro contract with Lou City. He was the Louisville Cardinal captain last year, making his pro debut.
What a moment for Jones. Home opener, pro debut.
Congratulations to Josh Jones. Playing in the same city where he grew up. Excuse me, the same city where he went to college. Big day for the 22-year-old. Substitution for Loudoun United as well. Alex Nagy, who turns 25 today. Getting some game action on his birthday. For a good bounce was Loudoun United. Didn't find one. Stoppage time presented by Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Fourth official has indicated 3 minutes of added time. Here's Alex Nagy on his birthday coming into the match. He replaces Kwame Aua. So for Loudoun, tough result likely today, barring a miracle. As we mentioned earlier, it doesn't get much easier for them. They're home against Rhode Island. Goodrum nearly had an opportunity there. They're home against Rhode Island next week. What do you think Ryan Martin's message is going to be to his guys?
Just needs to be cleaner. It needs to be cleaner because Rhode Island's going to look at this match and say, if we can pressure, especially that back line of Loudoun United, they're going to give the ball over cheaply. It has to be a lot cleaner, more decisiveness, and there's nothing wrong with playing a little bit more direct. You bypass the pressure, you win that real estate battle, and now you're trying to recover the ball as quickly as you can away from your goal. It's a clear fix, but you and I had the chance to speak with Danny Cruz, and he was quick to point out, saying, look, Ryan Martin is one of, if not the best coach in all of USL Championship, so he's going to look at the film, he's going to dissect it, and Ryan Martin is going to make the right adjustments because they will be ready for a very talented Rhode Island side.
And for Louisville, they'll stay here at home next week. Detroit City comes to town. Detroit City and Birmingham locked in at 2s at the moment in Detroit. They're about to enter stoppage time. Another tough matchup next week for Louisville. But today, they have acquitted themselves very well. Bidwell couldn't make a play on it. Skundrich got there to corral it for Loudoun United. If you're Danny Cruz, Ricky, pleased with how your team responded after last week?
1,000%. I think the one thing that he mentioned was the passion and the effort and the fight to try to pick up points on the road. We've seen that here through 93 minutes now. They've won the effort battle. They've won every 50-50 duel, continuing to want these points. It could be cleaner, yes, it always can be. And a little bit more clinical in that final third. But yet, for a home opener, really difficult to find a better day at the job if you are Danny Cruz.
Evan Davila, could he have a chance? Davila couldn't get it on frame. Danny Cruz. His team just moments away from 3 points and a victory dance. And there is the final whistle. Louisville City was Loudoun scoreless. It's a clean sheet in the 2025 home opener. Ray Serrano, Taylor Davila, the goal scorers today for the boys in purple. They take the 3 points. They take the game 2-0.
Professional from Lou City, from top to bottom, the better side. Danny Cruz needs to be really happy and really pleased with his side's performance. They needed a reaction. They did just that. And what a home opener for 2025.
We'll be back from Lynn Family Stadium in just a moment to wrap things up for you. Louisville City takes the home opener in front of nearly 10K by a 2-0 score over Loudoun United.
Ready to upgrade your air for less? Durr does that. Right now, get a new water heater for free when you upgrade your heating and cooling system. Saving you money, just another reason A+ Durr is your call for comfort.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings with over $600 in digital coupons each week, plus up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Awesome! I like it. I love it.
Now you can get 6.49 APR financing up to 72 months on any new Highlander or Grand Highlander, including hybrid models. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Toyota, let's go places.
They're doing their victory dance in Louisville today after a 2-0 defeat of Loudoun United. 3 points for the home side in their home opener. Now let's take a look at today's move of the game, presented by Toyota. You see Ray Serrano right there, Ricky Lopez-Espin. He scored the first goal, and it turned out to be the game winner.
It's just so instinctual from Ray Serrano. Notice how he's central, right on top of that 6-yard box. There's no rotation from Loudoun United whatsoever. But how about this? So cheeky from Ray Serrano, second on the season. He's been fantastic for Lou City.
And of course, that was the only one that Lou City needed because today's game resulted in a Kroger clean sheet. 0 goals, 0 hunger, 0 waste.
Damian Loss commanded his 6-yard box. No bigger save than that one. It's a really difficult save because you have Ordonez. He's shielding you. Full extension. I love how he punches it away from traffic to not give any sort of spillage or rebound. Damian Loss, stalwart between the sticks.
And just not much that Loudoun could do to operate with this Lou City back line. A well-deserved clean sheet for the boys in purple. They put on a show for the home fans. My Morning Jacket got a key to the city, and they saw a win as well in Louisville City's home opener in 2025. For Ricky Lopez-Espin and our entire crew, this is Josh Appel saying so long from Lint Family Stadium. Once again, our final score, Lou City 2, Loudoun United 0. Have a great Saturday night, and we'll talk to you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.